Hey guys, welcome back to BigRedEDC. Well, I figured if I'm going to be discussing topics related to EDC, I should probably tell you what EDC means to me. Because I think it can mean different things to different people, without a doubt. Now, I know I have received comments because I mix up my carry. I mix up my carry quite frequently. When you're doing knife videos, reviewing knives, flashlights, so on and so forth, you kind of have to mix it up a little bit. Get to use these knives or whatever the case may be. So I do frequently change mine up day to day a lot of times. And I've had comments where people have said, well, that's not EDC. You're not carrying it every day. I approach EDC as more of a conceptual idea more than the literal. And I think most of us, from what I see on posts on Instagram, YouTube videos, and so on and so forth, I'm pretty sure most of us do consider EDC as more of a concept than a literal idea. So that's kind of what I wanted to go over with you. Get an idea of what I do consider EDC, what I don't, how I look at it, how I approach it, how I think about it. So that's what we're going to do in this video. I'm going to tell you what EDC means to me. So let's go upstairs, we'll hit the table, and I'll kind of show you some stuff. All right, we'll be right back, guys. All right, guys, so here we are. We're at the table. So I want to kind of touch on that again. Like I said, I approach EDC, everyday carry, from a conceptual standpoint. Now, for the last, I don't know how long, there have been items that have been with me every single day. If you watch my Instagram, we take pictures, we show all our pretty stuff, and we post it on social media, right? Right? That's what we do with our stuff. Hopefully we use it, but that's just, it's a way to show, share, all that good stuff. So what I'm going to start by is showing you the stuff that I do carry in a literal sense every single day. Now, the patches may change from time to time, but I carry this Olight A1 mini pouch. I really enjoy this pouch because it carries pretty much everything I am going to need or may need throughout the day. I've used this stuff in here quite frequently. Maybe one thing a little less frequently than the rest of it, but this is no doubt my everyday carry, without question. You guys see this guy, it's still got ink in it. My O Pen Mini, it stays on me. It's basically about the only pen I have, on me at the time anymore. I used to have another one, but my Zebra kind of crapped out on me, so I've just been down to the O Pen. I haven't got any more Zebras yet. So this is the one that I was talking about, that I don't use it as much, but it definitely has come in handy. The little Optical driver set. It's got a T6, a T8, a couple of Phillips, a couple of flatheads. Works out very nicely. It's very small. It's very compact. And yeah, it has definitely come in handy. So that's the literal everyday carry so far. One more though. This little guy, the Optical P1. It does have a blade on it. You've got a can opener, bottle opener. Now, I haven't used that stuff as much. The blade, I definitely have. Oh, these little buggers. Oh, yeah. I've definitely used those. Love the scissors. And before I had this, I kind of always had a classic SD on me. I need to go back and carry some of my classic SDs, but this one is definitely come in handy, and I use these pliers very frequently at work. Some of the stuff we use, they have wire tabs on them that need to be taken off, and I use those pliers to do that. Got some wire cutters on them. Those are literal literal everyday carry items that I have with me, and they get the glory. What do I mean by that? Well, they end up in all the pictures and all the pretty stuff. You know, with all the pretty stuff, they end up in the pictures. I do have stuff that I carry, well, something like that, my wallet. That doesn't get any glory, but it's on me every day. It is part of my everyday carry. It just doesn't get to be in all the pretty pictures. And I had to show this one. I'm actually getting ready to use this one. Guys, I think I'm almost as hard on wallets as I am on coffee cups. Not quite, but I'm getting there. This, of course, was made for me by our good friend Grizzle Bear Leather Crafting. This one is probably going to be in use. It doesn't have an ID window, which I really like ID windows for going on and off base. But yeah, you know, not that important. Somebody makes you a beautiful wallet like this, you got to use it. So that never gets any glory. Never ever gets any glory. I mean, those are everyday carry. Does it get any glory? No. And you know what? I got a little flashlight on there too. So it never gets any glory. Something else that really never gets any glory. This. Now, I say I carry this probably 80 to 90% of the time. Well, I always carry it when I'm at the wharf because that's when that's when it's going to come in the most handy. And I honestly really don't even carry it for the blade. I carry it for this. The Marlin Spike, which I kind of call a shackle key. Because working with loads and rigging loads and shackles that get tight, they can bind down, and I kind of need this to loosen up. This, invaluable in my line of work. I do a lot of rope cutting. I don't really use this blade. I use the blades. I do at times for like, if I have something where I really think I could potentially damage a blade, I'm not going to do it with a pass-around knife. I'm not going to do it with a knife that I kind of want to give away to somebody else. I'll break this thing out. But most of my 6-thread, 9-thread, and 21-thread cutting, if they're able to do it, will be done with the knives that I am carrying on that day. And then this guy. This guy never gets any love. It's with me all the time. It's my badge holder for work. If I'm at work, this is on. If this isn't on, it's a security violation and bad things happen. But never gets any love. So those are things that I pretty much have with me almost all the time. You can't call them everyday carry in a literal sense. I don't wear my badge holder at home. Okay? No need. I don't usually have my keys in my pocket at home. I usually don't have my wallet in my pocket at home. So I do have that in my pocket at home. Absolutely. Absolutely I do. So those are the things that don't get any love. I had to show them a little bit of love because they're with me all the time. But we're going to go back to this. This is a legit everyday carry. It is with me all the time. Now, the things that I change up in more of what I was saying, the conceptual side of my everyday carry, I always have a hank on me. Always have a hank. Cleaning my knives, cleaning my safety glasses at work. Always have a hank on me, for sure. And I carry these two together because, well, as you can tell, sometimes when it gets sweaty, they wear. So I actually carry it like this to kind of protect the patches in my pocket. That's how I carry it. And I carry this in my back right pocket. That's how I carry it. Sits in there just like so. So not this exact hank, but a hank every single day. In this carrier also, I will have a flashlight. Not the flashlight, a flashlight. And it will usually be an i3 series or an i5 series from Olight. Those are my favorite two flashlights to have on me at all times. They're not super bright. You know, you're getting up maybe 500-ish lumens possibly. It does what I need it to do. It's all close-up work. We do some work at night. If we do long-range work, then we have lights on tripods that we'll need that are like as bright as the sun. But for close-up work at night. I do work nights. It's one of these. One of these, either an i3 or an i5. Now, I will carry some other lights, that I'm reviewing to use them, but one of these will still always be in there. The other one will more than likely be in my front left-hand pocket. Now, when it comes to knives, I've usually got 2 knives on me because 2 is 1 and 1 is none. We've talked about that before. But I will usually always carry 2 knives. A lot of times, I will be carrying just a knife that I'm currently using to do a video on it. And then I didn't break one out. But I like Finch knives. I'm a Finch knife guy. And I will, a lot of times, have a Finch on me. Just because I have a lot of Finches. I want to carry my Finches. I love my Finches. I usually have one on me. Now, in some cases, I won't. If I have, a few knives in here that I need to use, review, carry, all that good stuff, it might not be a Finch. It might be something else. And a knife that I'm currently needing to do work with to do a video on. Yes, I use the knives at home, at work, that I review. Probably a topic for probably another video might be, what do I think it takes to actually review a knife? How much time? I will tell you I'm a crane rigger. I do most of my cutting. Most of my job is cutting to tie back loads. I bet I can if I carry a knife for a solid week, it's probably got 200 to 250 cuts on it. In a day, 50, 60 cuts. Easy. Without even trying. So, yeah. Do I think I have a little bit of experience and usability to be able to do a proper video on a knife? Yeah, 100%. Without even blinking an eye. So, but we're not talking about that right now. I need to leave these out there. We're not talking about that. We're talking about what it means to me. So, and I know a lot of you guys answered this question on, kind of my introductory video of what it means to you. Dude, I appreciate that so much. That was awesome. Thank you. Those of you that didn't answer that question, please feel free to answer that question down in the comments section of this video. What does EDC mean to you? What do you carry? Tell me what you carry. As a rule, what you have on you on a daily basis, your literal everyday carry, and then maybe what your conceptual everyday carry is. I'm pretty sure, I truly believe it's more of a concept than a literal thing. Well, it has to be for me. To be able to do proper videos and stuff, it has to be more conceptual than literal. Without question. I think it has to be for anybody that's going to do a quality video on anything that you're quote unquote reviewing. You got to carry it. You got to use it. You got to figure it out. Absolutely 100%. So now some other things, just some quick things that other people may have said. I'm going to kind of clear some off. I don't want to bore you too much, but watches. I don't wear a watch. A watch is not a part of my EDC. It is to some, and that's great. 100%. Now, I wear these all the time. That's not part of my EDC. That's stuff I wear. I consider a watch jewelry. Is it a tool? Yeah, it can be. It tells you the time, right? Does all that stuff. One of them fancy watches. You got one of those iFit. Gives you your heart rate and how many steps you take. Absolutely. If that's part of your EDC, awesome. It's not part of mine. I consider a watch jewelry. I don't consider it an EDC item. That's just me. If I wear it, there's a good chance it's not. Okay, exception being maybe a neck knife, which I don't carry a lot, but I do sometimes. So, for the most part, if I wear it, it's not part of my EDC. My pants aren't part of my EDC. My shoes aren't. My shirt. So, I kind of put a watch in that category. That's me, though. That doesn't have to be you. If it's part of yours, excellent. Terrific. If we were all the same, things would be pretty darn boring. So, that's kind of my thoughts on how I approach EDC, what I consider EDC. I do kind of approach it from both the literal and the conceptual, but I would say the conceptual takes over. Now, okay, one other thing I didn't cover, and I don't talk about it on my channel very much, but I have a CCW, CCL, CCP, whatever you call it in your area. Absolutely. I do have my long range hole punch with me quite a bit. I can't have it at work, obviously. But I do carry it. It doesn't make it in my videos. I don't talk about it because the reason for that is it's a concealed carry, which basically means it's nobody else's business but mine. Now, I know some of you share that in your carries, you know, when I do a pocket check or whatever. Excellent. Right on. That's you. It's not me. I don't share it. I don't talk about it because to me, that portion of what I have on me, nobody else's business but mine. I will tell you, I have 3 different ones I rotate through. There you go. That's about as far into it as I'm going to get. But yeah, so this is what I think. This is how I approach EDC, my idea of EDC. I would love it if you guys would share your thoughts. Guys, we'll learn from one another. I know some people consider like a medical kit. They have a medical kit in their pocket. They keep it on them at all times. Terrific. If that's part of your EDC, that's part of your EDC. It's not part of mine. I have one. I actually have 2 of them. Always in my truck. You know, one is more trauma. One is more general. It's always in my truck. I don't consider my backpack part of my EDC because I don't really, I mean, it goes with me to work every day. It does go to the wharf with me when I go to the wharf because it does have a first aid kit in it, more of a general than a trauma type. Probably wouldn't hurt to have a trauma type in there, but it really isn't. So I don't really consider that. That's part of it's in the most of the time it stays in my vehicle. I don't take it into the building at work. You know, we have a first aid kit at work, but if we need something a little more, I do have it in my truck, so it's there. But yeah, share with me, guys. That's why I'm doing this. I want your thoughts. I want your ideas. We want to share with people, and maybe we can learn from one another. So I think I've kind of rambled on long enough on this topic. But guys, I really, really appreciate it. I really thank you for your input and your kind of your excitement from the introductory video about this kind of series. And I've already got some great ideas. You guys gave me some fantastic ideas. Some of them will probably be easier than others. I don't know if I've already got some ideas that I'm not 100% sure I'll be able to do just because I don't think I can actually honestly talk intellectually about it. Certain subjects, I can't. I'm still learning. I'm not a knife expert. I'm not an EDC expert. I'm just a dude that likes this stuff and has fun with it. That's me. That's me. So, thanks again, guys. Always appreciate you. Like, subscribe, leave me that comment. You know I love talking to you. Until next time, guys, I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.